In the heart of Europe, nestled between powerful neighbors and historic crossroads, Slovakia is quietly rewriting its place in the world. Once seen as a steadfast partner in the Western alliance, this small but ambitious nation is now charting a new, unexpected course. Slovakia is making a bold move, one that could reshape its destiny for decades to come. The government, facing mounting pressures at home and abroad, is seeking fresh opportunities beyond its traditional partners. Long a loyal member of the EU and NATO, Slovakia is now forging a strategic partnership with China. This new relationship signals a dramatic shift, as the country looks eastward for economic growth, investment, and political leverage. This isn't just about trade, it's a fundamental shift in its global alignment. New infrastructure projects, technology exchanges, and business deals are on the table, promising to transform Slovakia's economy and its role in the region. Frustrated by economic challenges and feeling sidelined by Brussels, Slovak leaders see opportunity in Beijing's open hand. They hope that closer ties with China will bring jobs, investment, and a stronger voice on the international stage. The move is turning heads across Europe, hinting at cracks in the EU's unified front. European leaders are watching with concern, worried that Slovakia's pivot could inspire others to follow suit, weakening the bloc's cohesion. While major powers hesitate, Slovakia charges ahead, watched closely by other small nations with similar grievances. For these countries, Slovakia's boldness could serve as a blueprint for asserting their own interests in a rapidly changing world. This gamble could redefine Slovakia's future, and test the resilience of the European project itself. The stakes are high, and the outcome remains uncertain. The world is watching as Slovakia steps into a new era, balancing risk and opportunity on the global stage. As the country navigates this uncharted path, its choices may echo far beyond its borders, shaping the future of Europe and its relationship with the East. Slovakia's economic engine, its manufacturing sector, is sputtering. Soaring energy costs and rigid EU regulations have left factories struggling to compete. Many Slovaks feel Brussels' one-size-fits-all policies ignore their unique challenges. Frustration has grown as the country's voice is drowned out by larger EU members. Leaders want investment and flexibility, not more bureaucracy. China offers what Brussels can't: capital, market access, and fewer strings attached. The pivot east isn't about rejecting the West, it's a pragmatic response to urgent needs. For Slovakia, China represents a lifeline in a time of economic uncertainty. China's pitch to Slovakia is clear: investment, technology, and access to a vast market. Through the Belt and Road Initiative, Beijing promises rapid, targeted projects. No EU-style red tape. Chinese companies are investing in Slovakia's future, especially in electric vehicle batteries and green tech. These deals are fast, direct, and focused on Slovakia's real vulnerabilities. China sweetens the deal with visa-free travel, signaling trust and deeper ties. For Slovak leaders, it's a partnership built on results, not ideology. The Chinese offer is hard to ignore for a nation eager to modernize and grow. The partnership is already reshaping Slovakia's economy. A €1 billion battery gigafactory is rising, promising thousands of jobs and a future in electric mobility. Chinese investment is flowing into underdeveloped regions, bridging economic divides. Visa-free travel opens doors for business, education, and tourism, making China more accessible than ever. Slovakia is positioning itself as a key logistics hub between Asia and Europe, with new rail links on the horizon. These projects are more than promises, they're visible proof of a new era. The alliance is delivering real change, from factories to railways to global connections. Slovakia is rapidly emerging as China's gateway to the European Union, a role that is transforming the country's economic and political landscape. Once seen as a quiet transit point, Slovakia now finds itself at the center of a major shift in global trade dynamics. Its central location in the heart of Europe makes it a perfect launchpad for Chinese goods and investment, connecting East and West with efficient railways, highways, and logistics hubs. This strategic position allows Chinese companies to reach key European markets faster and more cost-effectively than ever before. By producing inside Slovakia, Chinese firms can sidestep EU tariffs and trade barriers, gaining direct access to the single market. This not only boosts their competitiveness, but also creates jobs and new opportunities for Slovak workers and businesses. This Made in Europe strategy deepens China's presence within the EU, while also challenging the bloc's ability to maintain a unified stance on trade and foreign policy. As Chinese investment grows, so does the debate over Europe's economic independence and security. For Slovakia, the hope is prosperity and greater influence as a vital hub for East-West trade. The influx of Chinese capital and technology promises modernization and growth, potentially transforming Slovakia into a regional powerhouse. But the risks are real. Political backlash at home, the threat of EU isolation, and rising geopolitical tension with other European partners. Some Slovaks worry about losing control over their economy and political future. Slovakia is betting that the economic gains from Chinese investment will outweigh the costs of diverging from its traditional Western allies. It's a delicate balancing act, with much at stake for the country's future. The stakes are high, not just for Slovakia, but for the future of Europe itself, as the continent navigates a new era of global competition and shifting alliances. Slovakia's bold pivot is shaking the very foundations of European unity, sending shockwaves through the corridors of power in Brussels and beyond. This unexpected move has caught many by surprise, challenging long-held assumptions about the strength and stability of the European Union. Other small nations, often overshadowed by larger powers, are now watching closely. They're wondering if Slovakia's example could open the door for them to chart their own independent course, free from the constraints of collective decision-making. The possibility of greater autonomy is both exciting and daunting. In Brussels, there's a growing sense of unease. EU officials fear a domino effect, where more states might seek bilateral deals, undermining the EU's collective power and unity. The prospect of fragmentation threatens the very fabric of the European project. For Slovakia, the stakes are high. The country risks losing access to vital EU funds and diminishing its influence within the bloc. Yet, the promise of economic growth and new partnerships is a powerful incentive, tempting leaders to take this unprecedented gamble. If Slovakia's gamble pays off, it could inspire a wave of new alliances and partnerships across the continent. Other nations may be emboldened to rethink their own relationships with the EU, potentially redrawing the map of European cooperation. Europe may be on the brink of entering a more fragmented, multipolar era, one where national interests and unique identities begin to trump the old alliances that have defined the continent for decades. The balance of power could shift in unpredictable ways. Slovakia's choice is more than a national decision, it's a crucial test for the EU itself. The Union must adapt to these new realities, or risk losing the cohesion that has been its greatest strength. The outcome of this bold experiment will shape not just Slovakia's future but the fate of Europe itself, setting the stage for a new chapter in the continent's history.